Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to explore rational functions. Simply put, a rational function is any function that can be written as a fraction, specifically a ratio of two polynomials, p of x over q of x, where the denominator polynomial cannot equal 0. Take a look at the examples listed here on the right, like 1 divided by x plus 1, or x squared plus 2 divided by x squared plus 1. Visually, these fractions yield some incredibly unique geometric behaviors, like the split curves and smooth peaks you see over on our coordinate plane. Because they fracture into different pieces, separated by invisible boundaries called asymptotes, their shapes can look quite complex at first glance. But that complexity is exactly what makes sketching and plotting them so interesting and rewarding. It's like solving a mini puzzle on your graph paper. For this next exercise, we are going to calculate the domain and range, and sketch the graphs for these four functions so we can get to know rational functions much better. Let's start analyzing our first function, y equals 2 over x plus 1. On the left canvas, we've laid out our draft work. First, we set the denominator not to equal 0, which quickly shows us that x cannot be negative 1. Below that, we test our limits, watching what happens to y as x approaches positive or negative infinity, and what happens as it moves closer to negative 1. Now, let's look at the right side where we summarize this discovery into our formal properties. Our domain spans everything except x equals negative 1, and our range excludes 0. Those behavior limits from our draft paper translate directly into our visual boundaries, giving us a vertical asymptote at x equals negative 1 and a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0. Now that we have our core properties, let's bring this graph to life. First, take a look at our data table in the bottom right. By plugging different x values into our formula, y equals 2 over x plus 1, we get corresponding y outputs. We can plot these coordinate pairs directly onto our graph plane as these distinct pink dots, giving us an exact guide for where our curve needs to travel. Next, before we connect the dots, we need to establish our physical layout boundaries by drawing the asymptotes. We'll sketch a vertical dashed line at x equals negative 1 in red, and a horizontal dashed line along the x-axis at y equals 0 in green. These act as walls that our curve will approach but never cross. Finally, we draw the graph itself. Using our pink coordinate dots as anchors and letting our lines smoothly hug the asymptotes, we sketch the two distinct hyperbolic branches. And there you have it, a plotted rational function. Let's move on to exercise B. Y equals x squared plus 3 over x squared plus 1. Before diving into the graph, notice a clever trick on the right side. We can rewrite the numerator as x squared plus 1 plus 2. Splitting the fraction simplifies our function into 1 plus 2 over x squared plus 1. Because our denominator, x squared plus 1, can never equal 0 for any real number, our domain is entirely unrestricted, spanning all real numbers from negative to positive infinity. Next, let's analyze its boundary. Since x squared is always greater than or equal to 0, the fractional part has a maximum value of 2, meaning our y value will never exceed 3. Furthermore, as x tends toward positive or negative infinity, that fractional term shrinks to 0, and y approaches 1. This gives us a solid lower boundary, establishing a horizontal asymptote right at y equals 1. Thus, our total range is bounded between 1 and 3. Finally, let's look at our table data to plot the curve. By tracking our coordinate pairs, we can place our pink anchor points directly on the plane, mapping out the peak at 0, 3, and watching the points symmetrically arranged on either side. Connecting these dots gives us a single, continuous, bell-like curve that has a completely different look from our previous hyperbola, showing just how diverse rational functions can be. Alright, let's break down next exercise. Y equals x squared minus 3x minus 2 divided by x squared minus 4. First, looking at the denominator, splitting it into x minus 2 times x plus 2 makes it incredibly easy to identify our vertical asymptotes. Since we can't divide by 0, x cannot be negative 2 or 2. That gives us a domain broken into 3 intervals, and our vertical asymptotes sit right at x equals negative 2 and x equals 2. Now what happens as x gets massive? Let's test a huge number. So we take x equals 1000. If you plug that in, y will be roughly 1 million divided by 1 million, which equals 1. Because the minus 3x, minus 2, and the minus 4 become completely negligible at the scales, y approaches 1. This confirms our horizontal asymptotes is y equals 1. Finally, when it comes to sketching the graph, the process is very similar to our previous examples. First, choose various x values along the x-axis. Make sure to pick a few dots that are very close to the x equals 2 and x equals negative 2, so you can see how the curve bends. Plot the vertical and horizontal asymptotes as dashed lines to set up the boundaries, and now smoothly connect the pink dots, letting the curves approach those asymptotic walls without ever touching them. Let's tackle our last exercise for today. Y equals x cubed plus x divided by x squared minus 1. Notice that the numerator's decrease is exactly 1 higher than the denominators. By rewriting plus x as minus x plus 2x, we can split and simplify the fraction down to y equals x plus 2x divided by x plus 1 times x minus 1. Factoring the denominators reveals our restrictions. Since x cannot be negative 1 or 1, our domain splits into 3 intervals, giving us vertical asymptotes as x equals negative 1 and x equals 1. Now what happens as x approaches infinity? That fractional term shrinks to 0, meaning y approaches x. Instead of flattening out horizontally, the graph tracks perfectly along the diagonal line y equals x, our oblique asymptote. Sketching the graph is just like before, but this time we need to dash in the diagonal line y equals x. So today we have gone through 4 exercises on rational functions with different types of graphs. This is quite complicated, yet interesting type of function. If you face similar exercises in the future, just apply this same step-by-step method to sketch them correctly. Thank you very much. Bye for now.